Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our DBE, SB, and SPSF orientation training. My name is Melissa Terrell, and I am the BOUD specialist for our NCDOT BOUD Business Opportunity and Workforce Development Unit. I want to thank you all for joining us this afternoon, for our certification orientation. And today our session will include talking about the advantages of being certified, pre-qualification, how to find work, and then providing a walkthrough through our NC Connect website. You all should have received the agenda and just a few housekeeping tips. All questions will be answered during our Q&A. You can include those questions in the chat box. We will answer them in the order it was received. We will be sure to provide you a copy of this presentation today along with an evaluation to complete. So now I would like to introduce you to Lisa Wilson, who is our BOUD manager, and she will provide an official welcome, and then we will move forward with our program.
Good afternoon, everyone. Hi, I'm Lisa Wilson. I also served as the certifications manager for about 10 months, so your letter may have my name on it, but I am the BOUD manager now, and we are here today to talk with you about what you do next after you get certified. We want to make sure that you know the value of your certification, all the hard work you put in to getting all the documentations ready and turning in. And so we were going to be here today just to answer some questions. Melissa's going to walk you through some of the programs that we have available for you. I'm sure she's probably going to let each of you have a chance to introduce yourself so we can have a little networking going on. That's part of what is good about in-person events, but it can work as well on the virtual. So welcome again, and I'm going to let Melissa do the bulk of the presentation. We also have Jim McMillan with us today, who will be presenting on pre-qualification. Again, thank you for joining us, and we look forward to helping you do business with NCDOT.
Thank you, Lisa. Yes, we want to open up with introductions. So I'm going to just pull up our list who is on this meeting and just say your name, your business. So we're going to start with Binal Patel. You can unmute.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm going to stop sharing so we can all see. Okay. So just say your name and your business name.
Yeah, my name is Binal Patel, and we are working as under GNK developers.
Okay.
We are doing like general contracting and trucking and hauling.
Awesome. Okay, our next person, Bradley Coleman.
Hi, my name is Coleman Bradley with Syndev LLC. I'm filling in today for my partner, Adrian Morell. He, at the last minute, couldn't jump on, so I'm here in his place. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you for being here. Joshua Duncan.
Good afternoon. My name is Joshua Duncan. I'm with the Business Opportunity Workforce Development Team. We assist DBEs in whatever capacity they really need, technical assistance, on-the-job training, all of that. So if you guys have any questions afterwards, let me know. I'll put my information in the chat.
Okay. Thank you for joining us, Josh. I have GNK. It's not a full name, but if you can introduce yourself.
Sorry, it's Binal Patel again. I joined on the name of GNK2.
Okay,
on
so
my
you have
computer.
two.
Yeah.
Okay. Janelle Perry.
Hi, my name is Janelle Perry, and I am the owner of Elevated Contracting and Logistics, and we are based out of Charlotte, North Carolina. Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome. Okay, so Jim McMillan, you can briefly introduce yourself, but I know we'll be listening to him later on.
Thanks, Melissa. My name is Jim McMillan, and I work with NCDOT on the pre-qualification side. So presentations about certification, and I also like to chat in about a little bit about the pre-qualification side of getting pre-qualified to do work.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you. Nicole Dial.
Right, so hello, I'm Nicole Dow. I'm the president of Data is Served, and I'm based out of Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you.
All right, Saeed. I don't have a last name.
Yes, my name is Saeed Soltani. I am with ECLS Global. We are engineering and surveying firm, and very happy to join you today.
Thank you for being here. Scott Barker.
Yep, my name is Scott Barker. I am the director of the Government Contracting Assistance Program under the Small Business and Technology Development Center here in the state. What I'm trying to do is kind of get an idea as to what the requirements are. We have thousands of small businesses that we help, here in the state. We help them with all kinds of certifications, and we're looking to play a more prominent role in helping clients with their hub and DBE certifications. So I'll be looking for Joshua's point of contact and see how I can help him, or how he could give me some ideas about how our 10-person team scattered throughout the state can help the DBE program with its certifications.
Thank you. You are all definitely a great resource. So yes, definitely look forward to that collaboration. Tanya Singletary.
Yes, I'm Tanya Singletary, owner of Civil Site Designs, which is a civil engineering firm located in the Raleigh-Durham area.
Welcome. Okay, Athena Stanfield.
Hello, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. I am the new Diversity and Public Inclusion Public Information Officer for the Department of Transportation. How is everyone today?
Good, happy Monday.
Happy Monday to you.
Thank you for joining us. Okay,
No problem.
Making sure I didn't miss anyone. If I didn't call your name, you can introduce yourself. Okay, I think I got everyone. All right, so we shall begin. And let me share my screen again. And if everyone can please mute their phones so we won't have any background interaction.
Hello.
Okay, we're going to get started. I do hear some background. Let me see if I can mute. Okay, so we're going to begin. So welcome again to our orientation training, our certification orientation training. Some good news is coming down the pipeline. So RETOOL grant program, they are coming with another round of funding, hopefully soon. So the Department Administration hub office, which is the historically underutilized businesses, will open up their application portal real soon for the RETOOL grant for a third round of funding for our certified hub firms and our DBE firms that were impacted by COVID-19. Already a total of 13 million have already been distributed to our NC firms. So the hub office will notify each firm when the portals are open again. Applications will be reviewed in order they are received until the funds are exhausted, and any amounts greater than 10,000 will be based on an average of 3 months operating expenses for the 2019 business tax returns. Eligible businesses will include sole proprietorship, LLC, home-based businesses, and independent contractors. You have to be operating for at least 1 year. Again, be certified as a hub participant or DBE, be an independent business located in North Carolina, have employees, 50 employees or less, do not have an annual revenue exceeding 1.5 million, and must not be delinquent in state income taxes or have any bankruptcies or tax liens. And again, if you want to learn more about the RETOOLNC initiative, you can visit the North Carolina Hub office. A great way to find them, you can Google NC Hub and you will get to their website quickly for that. So hopefully you all, if not have participated in the RETOOL grant, hopefully you all will have the opportunity this go around to help get some funding for your business. Okay, so I am certified. Now what? So congratulations on your certification. Yay. We're happy to hear that you are certified with NCDOT. So again, we will talk about other certifications, the renewals, reciprocities, the advantages of being certified, really talking about the directory of firms, SBE contracts, access to our supportive services. And just to kind of give you an overview of other certifications. So being DBE certified, you're a disadvantaged business enterprise. They focus on state and federal projects. You have our MWBE, which is our minority women business enterprise, and they focus on state projects that are given a single goal. Our ACDBE, which is our airport concessions disadvantaged business enterprise. Our SBE, which is our small business enterprise, our SPSF, which is our small professional service firms that focus on consulting, engineering, and architectural. And then our hub, which I mentioned earlier, is historically underutilized businesses, and that is with our state projects. There are lots of acronyms, and of course, there are many more, especially on the private side and on the federal side. So it's important to have this little cheat sheet going around, because in conversations you will hear these acronyms being in conversation. So now you'll know what each of them mean. So again, with our Connect.ncdot.gov, Be Certified is where you will go for new applications, for renewals, no annual change form. To access the DOT online certification, there is a portal. For those that are new, you'll follow the 2 steps, which is registering as an individual for the NCID, and then completing the EBS access request form. And again, everything is online now when you are renewing, when you're applying for the first time. So you can go to that website on the Connect.ncdot.gov/be certified. The good thing about being DOT certified, the hub office offers reciprocity. So if you are not hub certified, you can register for hub by using their reciprocity form once you are already DOT certified. So it is a 3-step process. It's a lot shorter than if you were not certified and you have to go through a lot more paperwork. So the first step is you will register under their electronic vendor portal, which is called EVP, and you will register and create a profile. And once you submit that profile online, then you will complete this 1-page application along with your approval letter from your home state Department of Transportation, current proof of citizenship, which can include your birth certificate, passport, voter's registration card, a military ID or driver's license, and then proof of ethnicity based on your ethnic group, which is Black, Hispanic, American Indian, or Asian American. You can provide a copy of your passport, green card, or birth certificate. If none of these documents prove your ethnicity, then you can complete a notarized ethnicity affidavit. If you are disabled, you provide proof of disability, and that will be a note from your doctor or U.S. Veterans Affairs disability determination letter. You get this signed, you submit this, you have up to 30 days once you submit the online registration, and it can take up to 90 days or less to get certified, but it's less paperwork than if you were not certified with DOT. Of course, it's not reverse. So if you are HUB certified and you're looking to get DOT certified, we don't have reciprocities going that way. So you have to make sure that you're DOT certified first in order to utilize the HUB reciprocity. So our Executive Order 143, so Governor Cooper signed this order to address the social, the environmental and economic and health disparities in communities of color that have been impacted by COVID-19. So they develop a plan to emphasize economic recovery for small businesses, $500,000 to begin its own small business enterprise program, identifying construction, purchasing, and professional service contracts by state agencies that do not exceed $250,000 to increase access to opportunities for small businesses, and all projects to include at least one bid or proposal from a certified small historically underutilized business. So to provide access for opportunities, tools, and resources that help promote equitable economic recovery and procurement of state contracts. So what are the advantages of being certified? So we have the NCDOT, they do maintain a complete directory of all our certified DBEs for the entire state, which allows your firm's information to be available to all agencies across North Carolina. Contract compliance, protection against discrimination. So by a prime signing the bid, the bidder certifies that on work proposed to be sublet, the bidder has taken or will take affirmative steps to seek out and consider disadvantaged women and minority businesses as potential subcontractors or transportation construction projects where DBE or MBEWBE goals are established. As a certified DBE, your probability of being selected by a prime is increased because they can count your participation as a DBE towards their goal. There are SBE projects that are set aside, so that enables smaller businesses the opportunity to participate in department contracts and provide support for small professional service firms to compete against others that are also comparable in their industry and their market with projects of 500,000 or less. And then you have your access to BOW supportive services that includes updates on procurement opportunities, training activities, consulting services from our subject matter experts, assisting in developing our business plan, identifying projects, and also assisting with access to capital. So our NCDOT, we have 14 divisions, and they kind of divide the duties of the buildings and maintaining the bridges and the highways across our state. We have various modes of transportation that DOT has responsibility over. The different modes includes aviation, where we have 70 public airports. We have ports, we have ferry, rail, transit, and global transport. We have offices in multiple OCR staff in these divisions in Charlotte, Winston-Salem, Kingston, and in Raleigh. And this just allows us to have more of a personal approach in assisting all our firms in these areas. So is there anything else? Yes. You have other states that have certifications. And again, we are not a reciprocity state. So you must be certified in your home state first. So you can complete an interstate certification request form. You can provide complete application packet from your home state. Now, if your site visit is older than 3 years, DOT may ask the home state to conduct another site visit. You have municipalities. So there are some local governments, however, that do not have certification programs, but you may have some that may have a goal of 10%. So like the city of Winston-Salem may use a hub designation. The job may be a minimum of 10% or maybe 30% as far as the goal. You can apply for their vendor list. Charlotte and Durham have their certification designation as well. Of course, they do honor the hub certification, which is statewide, but you may have certain local government and certain cities that may have different goals, and they may provide their own listserv. A prime contractor must demonstrate good faith efforts to meet their goals. So if you are a subcontractor looking for opportunities, again, some of them may also have pre-qualifications within their company. So it's important to maybe get pre-qualified with a prime contractor. And again, pre-qualification is necessary for the vendor to perform work specified in our DOT projects as well, which we will talk about later on in our presentation. So how do I get work? So you have direct bids with DOT. So again, DOT lets a wide variety of work for our Central Raleigh projects, division work throughout the state. You have roadside environmental work, and then you have special design build projects. So like I mentioned earlier with SPEs, there are set-asides that are specifically for projects 500,000 or less. You have the fully operated rental agreement, which is the 4. So NCDOT routinely supplements its own equipment with privately owned equipment for emergency responses. They're paid on an hourly basis. You can contact the county maintenance engineer for opportunities. Pre-qualification is not required. However, insurance is. Workers' comp and general liability, but you can purchase for that time needed. Prime contractors, like I mentioned, pre-qualifying with a general contractor can position you as a preferred subcontractor, because prime contractors that they usually customize searches to locate a lot of our MWBEs that may be available for our work on projects. The hub office, the historically underutilized business, they also maintain an online searchable vendor list that you can also search up firms through their IPS, which is their interactive purchase system. Some local government also maintain vendor listservs. So you have MWBE lists, you have Raleigh, City of Raleigh, Winston-Salem, they have their directory. And then you have our DBE directory with DOT. And then for all limited service contracts, which is for our professional services, DOT advertises for several services and chooses a team to be on call as needed. So to get on a team and follow up when those needs come up. So those are different ways that you can get work through DOT. And then you have our business opportunity and workforce development, which is our BOUD. And along with our consultants and our subject matter experts, we assist our firms with case management, with workshops and other trainings, and also on-the-job training. So for our business opportunity, workforce development, supportive services, we have several. One is our construction management diploma program. So this is sponsored by NC State University Civil Construction. It's a 6-day hands-on workshop. It just helps enhance each firm's construction management knowledge. You can register for individual classes, or earn your diploma by completing the 6 courses within a 1-year period. You have our business development program, which is our BDP, that provides for our DBE firms with general and firm-specific training and education. Each enrolled firm will complete an in-depth business assessment. It will identify specific training, services, technical assistant needs, as well as a detailed business plan to help your firm achieve your goals. We have our Entrepreneur Legacy Series. We have our Emerging Legacy Series, is an executive program designed to offer executive level training for our DBE firms at an affordable price. This helps our DBEs gain more skills to increase their business and compete more effectively for our DOT contracts. The curriculum usually includes building financial management, creating effective marketing strategy, business models, and also managing and transitioning a business. You have our Entrepreneurial Development Program, which is our EDP. This program also provides assistance with highway contractors in developing business strategies and planning. You're developing a business management team, access to capital, marketing. Participants are prepared for competitive bidding from industry, subject matter experts, educational trainers, and also mentors. We have our Truckers and Logistics Entrepreneur Academy, and this program is designed to assist our truckers in development, also with marketing, bidding, and estimating, plan reading, construction calculation, contracts, how to do business with NCDOT. And then you have our Mentor Protege program. This is a business collaboration between a mentor, which would be a prime, and a protege, which would be a DBE and it just helps with business skills and capacity to perform on projects. Have at least 3 years of experience in the highway or related construction industry. Again, you must be certified and also be pre-qualified to participate in that program. And then you have our one-on-one technical assistance. Again, we have our subject matter experts. We have our BOW team to help in helping you all as DBEs in any assistance in helping to make your business more competitive and making sure that you're prepared to get on any DOT projects that are let out. Oops. So Playing the Construction Game is another series that we are working on, and this is these classes are usually taught by former NCDOT engineers that have more than 30 years experience. So really understanding the general mechanism of a spec book, plan reading and contracts, understanding the rules. This is currently in the works. We hope to launch this in the fall. So definitely be on the lookout for this if you fall under these categories and need assistance with these specific trainings. We do have preparing for the championship. So this was an Access to Capital series that we just recently launched in June, really talking about finance, understanding your capital, managing your business, and also generational wealth. So it was very successful. We hope to repeat this again, hopefully in the fall. And then we have our upcoming trainings that are offered through our NC State construction diploma class. So you have construction business planning and risk reward, construction financial management and control, estimating, scheduling, legal environment, operations. So right now, these are currently web-based, but they may go back to classroom, hopefully in the fall. So these are sort of like tips classes, just kind of really identifying some core areas, again, with marketing, financials, operations, technical assistance. And again, they're both independently and in conjunction with consultants. And then this partnership with North Carolina State University with our eTree program, technical assistance program. Again, these are for our DBE firms that are eligible to attend. To participate, you must get prior approval through our BOW unit. And you can definitely contact our office at BOW@NCDOT.gov. And you can see the schedule of classes through this website, through eTree.ncsu.edu at calendar at LTAP. So these are supportive service. So we help with offering financial assistance to our firms to attend these classes by reimbursement and helping you with, getting the necessary training needed. And then here are just some of the upcoming eTree classes. They have basic draining, roadway maintenance. That's August 31st through September 1st. Then you have an 8-hour class on concrete. That's in September, and lunch will be provided for that way. So again, they're providing their workshops right now via webinar, but they plan to resume classroom instruction in September. So how can I help me? So it's important to network and engage. I know during the pandemic, it was hard in the beginning, but with the virtual platform, you're able to have virtual conferences, virtual meet and greets, and virtual networking events where you can continue to network your business to resources and other firms, making sure you're marketing your firms, making sure you include your certification status on all your materials, your social media, and if there's any issues that come about, don't wait until the last minute if there's a problem. So make sure that you communicate throughout the project. So now we're going to talk about pre-qualification and why is it needed. And I'm going to give Jim the floor I can still navigate. Just let me know when you're ready to go to the next slide. So Jim, you are on.
All right. Well, thank you, Melissa. I got some feedback coming from somebody. Let me turn down my volume. Hopefully everybody can hear me all right.
Yes.
So everything that Melissa was talking about so far, we were talking about more or less is on a certification process that NCDOT provides. Also, to do work for the department, we require you to become pre-qualified, which kind of shows us that either you have the history or you have the equipment or employee background to do certain types of work. So either it's going to be in the construction side of work or it's going to be on the consulting side of work. Consulting side being more of the providing an engineering service of some sort. And on the construction side would be more of building, where you're actually going to be out in the field, providing a service. So, but for both of those areas, we require you to become pre-qualified before you can start work with the department. So we throw the words around a little bit, and sometimes it can be confusing, but the certification is one part, and then pre-qualification is another part. So sometimes I hear somebody talking about they've turned in their paperwork for certification, and when that's submitted over to our side, I'm like, well, we don't handle certification, we're pre-qualification. But generally, it's just the words are similar, and people sometimes tend to get them confused. But this part right here is just going to be about the pre-qualification process. Again, my name is Jim McMillan, and I'm the manager of the pre-qualification department. And we handle all the applications that will be submitted through us. So our purpose is we're just going to check your experience, and if you're on the construction side, we'll look at your safety past, and we also make sure that, we feel like you are qualified to do the type of work. Next slide, Melissa. So as I was mentioning earlier, there's really two areas of pre-qualification. I've listed 4 here, but there's 2 areas. One is the very bottom one is the private engineering firm. So that's the type of when you're going to be providing what we call a professional service or engineering services. And then on the construction side, we actually break that out into 3 different levels. And I'm going to talk about it a little bit more on a following slide. But we actually break that qualification down into 3 separate areas. You can either be a subcontractor, you can be what we call a purchase order contractor, where you can bid on division projects, and what we call a prime contractor, and that's when you can bid on projects that are let through our central office in Raleigh. Next slide. So we are 100% online. So not long ago, it was 4 or 5 years ago, we accepted, it was online. You could submit a hard copy or you could fax in copies. And thankfully, we've been able to port everything over to 100% online. To have access to our online applications, we just require you to get your NCID first. So on our homepage, we talk about what an NCID is, and you're really going to need this for no matter if you're going to do any type of work, or if you're going to become pre-qualified or certified, or do any type of business with NCDOT and other state agencies. You're probably going to need to get your NCID. And definitely you have to have that first, and it's free, it's online. You just a matter of submitting some information. You come up with a unique ID that we're going to use. And on our homepage that we provide links to in here, we have a lot of information about how you get your NCID and where to go to get it. Next slide. So the first part I wanted to kind of go over was on the construction side, when we had 3 different levels of contractors. So the first level is a subcontractor. So a subcontractor's role is they're going to actually be working for the bidder of a project. So they aren't actually paid by NCDOT. They're actually paid by the prime contractor who is awarded the project. Now, to become a subcontractor, we're going to require basic information about you. We're going to really interested in is what is your work history? What type of equipment do you have? Now, you don't have to own the equipment. You can actually rent the equipment, but we just want to know that you have the equipment or the ability to get the equipment to do the type of work. We are going to look at your safety history. We get an affidavit pretty much from everybody just saying that you are who you say you are. And so as a subcontractor, you can work for anybody else with anywhere in the state. It doesn't really matter the size of the project because the contractor, the contractor who was awarded the project is going to assume all the responsibilities. And again, there's no size limit on this project or the contract as a subcontractor. He's just going to use you for certain items that he needs to complete. Next slide, Melissa. The next level, what we have is what we call a purchase order contractor, or no. So what the purchase order contractor is, so this is a step up from the subcontractor, and this allows you actually to bid on projects. So not only are you still a subcontractor and you can do work for a bidder, on a purchase order, you're actually able to bid on medium-sized projects. So when I say medium-sized projects, these are going to be projects that are let through our division offices. And earlier, Melissa showed you a map of the 14 divisions that the state of North Carolina is divided up into. And those 14 divisions actually let contracts. Almost all of them let 2 times a month, they're letting contracts. And if you're a purchase order contractor or a purchase order bidder, you're actually able to bid on these projects also. Now, these projects are always going to be less than $5 million. So the idea here is these are projects that are not huge projects. 5 million can still be a pretty large project, but a lot of these projects are you going to find can be a lot smaller, from guardrail replacements, roadside environmental, bridge replacements, guardrail damage. But they're going to be smaller things. So you don't have as much financial risk involved when you're chasing this type of work. We do require a little bit more information about your company. So, you know, the more types of risk that you want to take on, we're just going to make sure that you're in a financial situation to be able to accept those types of risks. And also, you are still considered a subcontractor. So not only can you bid, but other bidders can also look at you to help them within specific types of work that they need on their projects. All right, Melissa, next slide. And the last one is what we call a prime bidder. And this is very similar to what a purchase order contractor is, except these are going to be projects that can be larger in scope. So these can be projects that can be over $5 million. They are not let through the divisions office. They're actually let through the central office in Raleigh. And we have that letting. That's 1 time a month. It's the third Tuesday of every month. The central office has a letting. And sometimes these projects can be small and they're just handled through the Raleigh office. And then sometimes they could be large projects. They can go up to over $100 million. But generally, they're around the $5 to $10 million. So just like purchase order contractors, if you're a prime bidder, you're also considered a purchase order, so you can bid on the division jobs, and you're also considered a subcontractor, so you can also do work for other bidders. So again, if you're certified and on these projects, there are going to be certain goals that are set for DBE participation, and it could be DBE, MBE, or WBE participation. But when these goals are set, these contractors were always going to be out looking for folks that can help them meet their goals. So as a subcontractor, you're eligible to help these contractors meet those goals. All right, the next slide, Melissa. Whoops. Yep, there you go. And this one is, excuse me. This is for the consulting side or the engineering firm side. And this is really not, you're not really doing work in the construction side. You're really doing work more for projects are being advertised for design. It's not always engineering work, but there are, this is going to be more of an office type environment. So there's a lot of firms out there and that are provide these services. Instead of projects being advertised the way that you'll see projects advertised in the construction side, these are going to be projects that are these are advertised through our PSMU office, and what they ask for, what they call letters of interest, and you'll see the word LOI used, but that's when they're asking you to submit your letter of interest, because here you're not bidding on a project. Here you're submitting your company saying that you'd like to perform this type of service for the department, and they're going to review this. So this is not really bid. This is not actually determined by the financial reasons. They're actually going to look at what can your firm provide as a service to the state. And we do handle private engineering firms a little different than we do from the construction side. Okay, next slide. So, and I think Lisa Wilson, or maybe Melissa, I'm not sure. There's a little bit of overlay here, but one thing about becoming pre-qualified or certified is your name then becomes shown on our what we call the directory of firms. And if for the older people out there, you remember the yellow pages. Well, the directory of firm is just that, is what we have. It's a directory of all the firms that do business with the state of North Carolina Department of Transportation. They also show if you are certified or if you're pre-qualified. So you can see when the prime contractors are out there and they're looking for a subcontractor that might be certified to help them meet their goals, this is where they go to find this information. Okay, next slide. I'm going to skip the IPC because it's not really, basically this is, not everything has to be pre-qualified. If you're providing a material or an inventory or stock of something, that is something different that we don't really require pre-qualification for. All right, next slide. And generally, just to make it easy, we had to create an email account that would just be easy for people to remember. So we have an email account that's available that we all look at in my group, and general questions are generally sent to here. But it's just prequal at NCDOT.gov. So, you know, afterwards, if you got any questions about this, I know a lot. I think this slide or this presentation will be made available to everybody. But if you have any questions about the pre-qualification aspect, you can just send these questions to this email address, and we will definitely get back to you as soon as possible. Next.
Thank you, Jim. I think now we're just gonna go over our demo, but thank you for sharing that information. If anyone has any questions, you can definitely check. We may have one. Let's see. Okay, so Lisa Wilson has shared the EBS site where you can create that information. Where can I find a directory of firms? We're actually going to go over that right now. So I just want to thank Jim for sharing his piece with us. So now we are going to do a quick demo. And let me share my screen.
Melissa, this is Lisa. What I shared in the chat box was the address to the directory of firms.
Oh, okay. All right. Let me go back to sharing my screen. Okay. Okay, so this is our Connect DOT website, and here you will have different tabs where you can find the directory, look at some of the bidding and the letting, look at the different divisions. So we're gonna actually go to our first tab, which is doing business. So this is where you all should have gone when you wanted to get certified, right? So you have the pre-qualifications over here. So you can go to pre-qual. And then you can acquire your NCID, you register with the NCID and tax ID, and then you fill out the application. So it has instructions here about the pre-qual. Under small business is where you have the certification. So you have your DBE, your SBE, which is small business enterprise. So if you're interested in getting a SBE certification to qualify, your business is less than 1.5 million minus materials. This is a race and gender neutral certification. It is also a self-certification. And for those that are small professional service firms, which is the consultants, professional consultants, engineering and architects, you can also apply for the SPSF certification here. And then for our hub, to qualify for hub, we must be at least 51% owned, operate and control, fall under the categories of minority, women, disabled, or socially or economically disadvantaged. And you can click on the links here to start that application. And again, once you're DOT certified, you can just utilize the Reciprocity form instead of the full first-time application. And then you have your MB and WBE to learn about that program. And then you have the different directories. So here is the directory of firms where you can search. So here on the sidebar here, you have certified firms. That's all the certified firms here that we have in our database. You have your pre-qualified. So these are all the firms that are pre-qualified, whether as a bidder, a prime, or a subcontractor. You have our pre-qualified consultants, which are our SPSF firms. You can search by firm name. You can search by work code. You can search by NAICS code. There is a download vendor list. So there's a DB directory, and you can download it as an Excel sheet, and also SBE and our pre-qualified and our consultants. So with this, we can look up different firms. Again, if you want to find a firm that's already pre-qualified, you can go under our pre-qualified tab. And this is a little drop down where you have your different work codes. So let's say if you are looking for hauling, you can select the different work codes. You can select the certification type, whether it's a DBE or SBE, or if you want multiple, you can select as many. You can search for firms that are looking to work in a desired work location by division. So you have 1 through 14. So if you're looking for someone that you want to do work in Division 5, you can select Division 5. And if you're looking for someone that's in those areas, you can also select Division 5 if they live in that area. And then you can submit the search, and it gives you 38 matches for the different haulers in Division 5 that are looking to do work in Division 5. And you see the different certifications that each firm has, which is this one, DBE, MB, Hub, their pre-qual status. So subcontractor here. You have a prime over here, PO prime contractor. You have a bidder. So this tab here will tell you if they're pre-qualified. And then once you click on one of the firms, you have all the information, their work codes, their NAICS codes, and all the work locations that they are willing to work in the different counties. You can, again, download the list or you can print it. So if you print the results, sorry, it gives you the list of all the firms for that specific division with their contact information and email. Or you can just download it into an Excel file and save it. For our consultants, for those, again, there was mentioned professional service unit. There also a tab for pre-qualifying consultants. They have a small business certification. You can go to their email notification. You have anticipated advertisement schedule, LOI submission. So those are for our private firms, professional SPSF firms. And then up here is our bidding and our letting. So here you can see all the upcoming let lists. So here, again, you can click on this view advertised lets. It gives you all divisions of all the upcoming let projects in each division. You can also search by division. So if you're looking to find work in, let's say, Division 7, you can see all the advertised projects. So for Division 7 right now, you have purchase order contracts here. You have, this is an SBE contract. So when you see the green tab, SBE, this is specifically for small business enterprise firms that are certified. So you can look at the different let projects for each division. This is a plan holder list. Here you can see the different firms that looked at the different plans for the projects, and they have their contact information if you're looking to contact them and maybe ask if they're interested in this specific bid, if they're willing to do, maybe work together as a subcontractor on a project. Here are the central bidlets here that are advertised. Here are some of the awarded ones. So with the award letters, they'll tell you what firm was awarded the contract, how much, when the bid was submitted. Again, roadside environmental is another place that you can look for bid opportunities. Here you'll see lawn care and rest areas, on-call spraying and seeding of wildflowers, tree services. So you can look at some of the upcoming bids that are advertised on the roadside part. And then for the consultants, for the small professional service firms, you would see some of the projects that are let out for the SPSF firms, which you would include a LOI, letter of interest. And it gives you the date, the deadline. They give you the discipline codes that are required for the specific project. And then if you want to look on the state side, you have the North Carolina Interactive Purchase System, which is the IPS. and you can search by department. And this is all throughout the state. You have your community colleges, your state agencies, universities, local municipalities. So like for Department of North Carolina DOT, you can see it here. Yep, transportation. Right now there's bids here that you can also look at on the state side. It gives you bid dates and scopes of work. Elisa, is anything else I'm missing out here?
No, I think you did a good job with everything. Just wanted to point out that there's a lot of information you can gather here that's after the fact, which can help you going forward. If you just keep, checking the website, you can learn, you can watch the project as it gets lit. Then you can look and see who won it. You can also see what the engineering's estimate was, so that maybe, in the future that can help you kind of gauge what, you might need to be doing. There are also some quantities that are listed as far as what was the prices that were bid out and that kind of thing. So it's not only a good thing looking forward, but it's also a good thing to help you do, some homework on some things that were done in the past. One thing to point out about the SBE projects, you do not have to be pre-qualified to be an SBE, even though we preach and preach and preach about we want you to get pre-qualified because we would like for you to be able to work on whatever project you want to. But those ones that are in the green there that Melissa showed you are just reserved for firms who are certified as an SBE. And keep in mind that there are projects that are under 500,000. I have actually seen firms put in bids that are over 500,000, and of course they didn't win it because the project, it's not going to be over 500,000. And basically, it's different kinds of projects that are, not as risky, don't have quite so much, safety issues involved, that kind of thing. But it's a good way to get started with the department. It's a good way to get your foot in the door, get some experience that you can then build upon to be pre-qualified so that you can do larger work. But it's a really good tool, and we've been talking with the divisions, and I think you'll see more of those coming up in the future. It's been a very active program for a while, but in last few years it hasn't, so we're kind of building that back up. We would really like for have more opportunities like this, and so we would like for you to keep an eye out for them. Again, you have to be a for-profit business with revenue under 1.5 million, and that's basically about it. You have to be independent. You can't be working with a larger firm, but basically you self-certify yourself, and then when those projects come along, you just put in a bid, and as long as they get 3 bids, they pick the lowest, and that gives you an opportunity to get some work with the department. So it's a really good way to get started. So just wanted to kind of emphasize that a little bit.
And I guess this is one of the bid summaries for one of the SBE projects where the engineer's estimate was 499,000, and then they had 2 quotes, which was Hank's Grading and Trucking and James Stephen Perry. So this is all public information, and you can see all this on the NC Connect page of awards summaries, and again, upcoming projects by division. You can see what's advertised, what was let, some say awarded. So all this is information that you can certainly navigate through our website and just get familiar with it. And again, searching for the firms, you just go to doing business under directory of firms, and you can either download an Excel or you can do it searching by work code. If you're looking for a name, and let's say fencing, I think it's, what is it, like a little asterisk and then fencing. And then it gives you all the, only 2 matches for fencing. So you see for this one, they're certified, and they're also pre-qualified. Now this firm, McCormick Fencing, is not certified, but they are pre-qual as a subcontractor. So that's just an example of when you're doing some searches, seeing the different boxes. Some may be filled with the information and some may not. So you may see some firms that are not pre-qualified.
And Melissa, one good thing about downloading it into an Excel spreadsheet is that you can then, dice and slice the information however you'd like. You can actually create a bulk email from that, because you could just copy and paste the email addresses in case you wanted to send something out like that to all the firms to let them know, what you're specialized in or what you'd like to bid for. So you get a lot of information, a lot of flexibility by putting it in Excel and figuring out. You can even do hard copy, mailings if you'd like by copy and pasting the addresses. So it's good to put it in Excel and manipulate it however works best for you.
Exactly. And for those that are the pre-qualified consultants, again, there's a separate search. You can select the discipline code, as they call it. You can still select the certification if you like, and then you can hit submit. Now, again, there's no search found for aircraft maintenance, but you can, again, just select different codes, maybe not even put a certification, or just SPSF and see what comes up. So I guess that's a new, let's see. So there's one firm that's pre-qual and also has DBE, MBE Hub, and SPSF that their code is asphalt material binder. So again, you could just play around with the directory and kind of do different searches. You can download it, you can save it, you can sort it, and that could be yours to help. And if you need to contact other firms looking for work, or if you're a prime and you're looking for subcontractors, this search directory is definitely a great tool to use.
And Melissa, we have a question. Where do you find the SBE set-aside projects? So they're not all in one place. You have to go and look at them by division, because each division, has the ability to let them out. So you would go through and click on the division that you want to work in. And when you see the green square, you'll know that's an SBE project.
Right. So like for Division 7, which I usually work with, I know that there are some SBE projects. So you will see the green button. So you can go through each division and click on the projects that are let out. And when you see the green, then you know that that is specifically for SBEs. And it will tell you here as well on the solicitation. Sorry, my screen is slow right now. So here it would tell you it's an SBE. It gives you the general statute of the SBE certification. But yeah, there's not one place that you will see them all. So you'll definitely have to go through each division to see which one has a SBE project. So they may not all have them. So that one doesn't have one. So with the main page, the view advertise, again, you can look at all the upcoming. When you see the green little asterisk, that kind of tells you this is the new, it's a new project that's been let out. So this is one of the purchase order contracts here for Division 2. For Division 3, they have one as well. Division 5 has a SBE contract, annual needs fencing. So, and I searched up fencing, right? So I will probably need to look up the code and find some firms that do fencing and look at the proposal and share this solicitation with them. Any other questions?
One thing I will add to that is that make sure that you check the directory and make sure that your information is correct. Because if you change emails or you change phone numbers and you don't let us know, then it's not updated here and you might miss an opportunity. So we always say to make sure that your listing is correct, and if something changes, make sure you let us know about that.
Definitely. Yes, because I do get some emails that come back because their email is no longer valid. So please make sure that your email is up to date, because we do send out projects to some of our firms that are certified through our directory and let them know that this opportunity is out there. So if it comes back, that's a missed opportunity. So here's our contact information. So this is our DBE certification team. Benny Sloan is the manager. And then you have for each division or territory, you have specialists that assist with the certification, and for our SBEs and SPSF certification. So if you're not certified yet, you can certainly contact Bonnie Robinson for if you have questions or send your information. And then our BOW supportive services. Again, Lisa Wilson's our manager, and we have our team with Christy, Lisa, Mick, Joshua, and myself to help you with some of our supportive services. And then pre-qualification, you can contact Lloyd Royale, and then the certification customer service number. So this is information that you can keep if you need to contact any of us for assistance. And we're here to help you.
And I'm sorry, we left Myra Stafford off of the list. She's fairly new to us.
Myra.
So.
Yes, Myra is new to our team. Yes, we need to add Myra. She's in charge of Division 8. I'm not gonna say she's in the Winston-Salem area. So if you are in the Winston-Salem area, definitely connect with Myra. Okay, somebody had a question. Will you go over what you are looking for in a DBE site evaluation?
Okay, I can handle that. So what we do when we have an applicant is we look at all the paperwork that we ask for. So we're looking to confirm that you are eligible. So basically we're looking at making sure that the individual is socially and economically disadvantaged. And then after we do all the paperwork, we do what we call a site visit. And that site visit is basically to verify everything that we've looked at, to make sure that, you know, we get to see your business, we get to see you in your business, we get to see any equipment that you might have. We sometimes visit you on your job sites. During COVID, we've not been able to go out physically, so we've been doing Microsoft Teams visits and then asking for photos and that kind of thing. We're really basically just trying to verify everything that we have learned by looking at your paperwork to make sure that you're truly eligible for the program. So that's what we do when we do a site visit.
Good deal.
Are there other questions about any of the certifications or any of the programs that that we are offering, or if there's specific things about the website that you need help with? We can either go over them now, we do have a few minutes, or you know, if it's something you need an individual tutoring session, we can do that as well. No questions? All right, well, Melissa, you did a great job in presenting that. And Jim, we appreciate you did a great job joining us today. I hope that you've learned some things, and if you've at least not learned them, we've tickled your fancy and you want to learn more. So we're certainly here to help you with whatever certification you have, whatever can benefit you the best. I do see another question that just came up. In order to perform a construction build out at the airport, do you need the ACDBE certification or just DBE? I believe just the DBE, AC DBE is when you're performing concessions. So inside the airport or some type of service. If it's actually construction related, I believe the DBE would be all you would need, but I can definitely check on that for you. If you would like to follow up with me, I'll make sure I make sure I have that answer correct for you. And I'll put my my information in the chat for you.
Yes, I'm going to share my contact information as well. And I will send out a copy of this presentation along with an evaluation. So please be on the lookout for that. I thank you all for joining us in our DBE, SPE, and SPSF certification orientation training. I hope the information was beneficial. I hope it was helpful. We want you all to win. And thank you, Jim, for providing your expertise as well. And thank you, Lisa, for helping me with this presentation. And if anyone else, okay, there is. Is this pre-qual on for DBE, SPE? So SPE doesn't require pre-qualification. DBE does require pre-qualification.
Well, they're two different things, right? So you can get pre-qualified if you want to do work. So if you can be a DBE and you're certified, but you can't do work unless you go ahead and get your your pre-qualification. So
yes. Okay, great. So before we sign out, any other questions? I don't want to leave anyone out. Okay, I guess we're good to go. Thank you all again for joining us. Enjoy the rest of your day. Be safe, and thank you.